Holy hell. I did Marvel, Star Wars, Batman, Halo, uh Jesus, and my stuff. Wow. The last thing I didn't do that I got is Pirates of the Caribbean, Alita, and Lord of the Rings. Is that everything? Is that everything? Oh my lord. Oh my god. Oh my god, let me check. And my book Kingdoms. Kingdoms. That's everything. That's everything. That's everything. Alita. So Alita has that German actor from Inglorious Bastards, Christopher Walsh. So this Christopher Walsh was sad in his life because he was like a theater actor in Germany, and he thought his whole life he would be a theater actor in Germany. Until Quentin Tarantino said he would be the perfect actor to play the villain in Inglorious Bastards. He said if Christopher Waltz didn't agree to that, Inglorious Bastards would have never been made. And Inglorious Bastards won an Oscar, many Oscars, I believe. And Christopher Waltz won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Best Supporting Actor, Christopher Waltz won from being a studio actor in Germany to being now a worldwide famous actor for Inglourious Basterds. And this Christopher Waltz is in Alita Battle Angel, which also uses soundtrack by Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa, Christopher Waltz, and no one knows about it. No one knows about it. Because apparently when they were doing the marketing, Disney took over or something, I don't know, and they fired all the people. And so there wasn't a lot of marketing. So basically, when relatively unreleased, I saw it maybe just on Disney Plus. I saw it. But I was very impressed. Alita Battle Angel. Humans, cyborgs, morals and ethics. I mean, Christopher Waltz is a doctor, and her friends are Ravagers. So it's about morals and ethics, and the leader is Zalem, who holds this tournament and selects a champion. You know, everyone else lives amongst the recyclable. So it's like a machine apocalypse thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's not that intense. It's more fun and action packed. It's Disney. Well, it's on Disney. Alita Battle Angel. That being said, then we had Pirates of the Caribbean. The first three with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was also in the fourth and fifth one, I don't know, but Johnny Depp, the first three, 2001, again, 2001, 2002, 2004, 2007. Incredible acting from Mr. Depp. Incredible scenery, oceans, islands, ships, pirates, comedy. Story. Holy shit, that had a good story. Where are they getting these writers from? There was a story within a story within a... It was never slow. It was always action-packed. Pirates of the Caribbean should have won an Oscar. And it was nominated for Best Picture, I believe. It won an Oscar for Best Soundtrack or something like that. So, but it was nominated for Best Picture, I believe. And wow, Pirates of the Caribbean. And that leaves us with Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, once again, 2001, 2002, 2003. It's about the One Ring. The One Ring. So, the One Ring of Power. And you got 3 books, which are really one story. And it's a journey. It's a journey through the Middle Earth. What's Middle Earth? Wizards, orcs, elves, dwarves, golems. So, Middle Earth, the medieval ages. And that's what it's all about. You got a map, you got a journey, you got forests, you got castles, you got food, you got battles, you got dark, you got caves, you got dungeons. That's really what started it all. That's what started it all, because that was written in the 70s. And there was no Dungeons and Dragons. There was no fantasy books. There was no Game of Thrones. There was no dwarves, elves, wizards. There was none of that. Because elves were just like, cartoon elves before that. And dwarves were just like little dwarves. So that's what started everything. Tolkien invented that. Now, I wrote the 4th book, so there's 3 books. Right? You got the first age, which is like the ancient beginning. Then you got the second age, which is now the Rings of Power series on Amazon, which is I couldn't get into it. It's exciting, it's entertaining, but it's just slow. It's just slow for me, but it's very accurate and it's very captivating. But it's slow. I believe it's good, but I can't watch 50. I literally watched 50 minutes for the elf to jump off the ship and into the water. For the elf to jump into the water. 50 minutes to jump off the ship and into the water. Come on. And then the third age was the Lord of the Rings, the Ring of Power, and the Journey. Now the 4th age he started writing, it was like the Dark Tree, and a shadow among the land. But he didn't get very far and he just scrapped it. So I tried to continue this 4th age. I tried to continue this 4th age. Where did I put it? Here. It's nice and organized. Here it is. It's a lengthy document. How many pages is it? Pretty lengthy. I mean, for a concept, it's 5 pages. Small text. Basically, everyone passes away. It's the future. There's peace. But then there's necromancy. There's some shadow, dark shadow, which is trying to grow in strength. So it's trying to develop and recruit. And you got like scouts who learn about it, and it's a secret, and how is that going to help the races, the peaceful races of the elves, humans, dwarves, and compared to the evil that's the shadow. And one thing is like to raise the dead. I'm obsessed with raising the dead and that mythical stuff. So raise the dead, necromancy. Anything else? You got your battles and the persuasion. The dark magic is very like closer you get to it, the more it persuades you when you get to that land, and it sucks in your will. Yeah, so that's what the fourth age was basically about, and you could just continue with the characters that you want left over and their children, and traditional Lord of the Rings concept. Traditional Lord of the Rings concept. Tiny creaky homes, valleys, hills, nature, waterfalls, caves, mountains, ice, snow, nighttime, creaky, sword fights, mystical, orcs, all that stuff in the fourth age again. So that was Pirates of the Caribbean, Alita Battle Angel, Lord of the Rings, and let me just double check. If I missed anything. I got my own The Legend of Me, Legend of Me, where I wrote with the harvesting. So the farm, there's that. Let me see, and that's about it, baby. That's about it. Let me check one more. Self-explanatory titles. Harry Potter, they're remaking it. When I was thinking of a sequel to Harry Potter, I saw a poker chip in my room, and I said, they play poker. They play poker with magic. And they got technology like it's the 80s. It's the 80s. And they play poker. And that was what I hypothesized for. Now they turned it into kids, but we already did kids. My idea was to make them like adults and play poker. And they got to use magic and stuff like that, And they got some technology, some 80s technology. But that's not the direction they went in. I got my tiger fighting video game. And you got some anime, which is my TV shows from when I was a kid. Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, card games, Dragon Ball Z, and basically kid shows from anime. And I organized the folders. I got DC, Apple, Classic, Marvel, and Disney. Right? So that's what it's about. And I got 2 new superheroes. I got a new world. And I got my books. And that's what it's about. Anything else? That's what it's about. You got your sitcoms as well. Your sitcoms. What it do, baby? What it do? All right, bye.